friends, in this video we will study fundamental rights. In India, citizens enjoy certain rights which give them equality and freedom and protect them from exploitation. These rights are called fundamental rights. The fundamental rights include the right to life and various civil, political, economic, social and cultural rights. As the fundamental rights are considered essential for the citizens' well-being. They are guaranteed by the Constitution. The government cannot easily change them or take them away. The fundamental rights. Our fundamental rights. The fundamental rights that our Constitution gives us are right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies, right to primary education. Right to equality. All Indian citizens are entitled to equal rights and opportunities. Therefore, citizens cannot be stopped from doing any job, studying in any institution, entering any public place and so on, only because they belong to a particular caste, come from a certain religion, follow a certain religion, are rich or poor, are men or women. Untouchability is illegal and punishable. Indian citizens enjoy equality before the law. Any citizen who breaks the law is punished, and all citizens who commit the same offence are punished equally. Civilian titles such as Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan and so on are awarded for outstanding service to the nation. But these titles cannot be used as part of the recipient's name and do not give the recipient any special privilege. The same is true of military awards such as Paramveer Chakra, Kirti Chakra and so on. Our Constitution has made some special provisions for those sections of our population that have for long been deprived of equality. For example, to spread education among the SCs, that means scheduled castes, STs, that means scheduled tribes and other backward classes, and to give these sections profitable employment, educational institutions and educational offices, the seats are reserved. Right to freedom. Our Constitution gives 6 types of freedom. Freedom of speech and expression. That means we are free to express our opinion in spoken, written or any other form. Freedom to assemble peacefully and without arms. That means we are free to hold public gatherings as long as they are peaceful. Freedom to form association and union. That means we are free to form associations such as club, political parties and trade unions provided their activities are legal and peaceful. Freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. That means we are free to settle in any part of the India. Freedom to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. That means we are free to settle in any part of the India, but there are restrictions on settling in northeastern states and other sensitive areas. Freedom to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation or business. That means we are free to carry on any business. Some other freedoms. We have a free press. We can even criticize the government. However, we cannot criticize anyone without any reason. Similarly, the right to freedom allows us to exercise personal freedom. The right to freedom has some restrictions. Law may put reasonable restrictions on the interest of the general public. A citizen cannot be punished or held prisoner for a crime unless proved guilty in the court of law. A person cannot be punished more than once for the same crime. The right to freedom also protects citizens from injustice. Right against exploitation seeks to protect citizens from being forced to work against their wishes. People who are poor or do not know their rights are often exploited by others. Some forms of exploitation have been declared illegal. For example, beggary or bounded labor, which involves making people work without wages to repay loans. To prevent being exploited, people must be aware of their rights. For example, employing children aged below 14 in mines and factories and making them do dangerous jobs have also been declared illegal. Right to freedom of religion. In India, everyone is free to practice, profess, and preach the religion of his or her choice. The government and law treat all religions equally. Religious groups also have the freedom to set up and run their own educational institutions. Cultural and educational rights. All cultural groups have the freedom to preserve and promote their languages and traditions. The cultural groups have the right to set up and maintain its own educational institutions. The government spends some of its funds to organize cultural programs. Right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies enables a citizen whose fundamental rights have been violated to appeal to the court. To restore a citizen's fundamental rights, the courts have the power to issue writ, which means order, to the government. Some of the fundamental rights may be taken away temporarily during times of crisis. For example, when the nation is at war, the citizen's right to freedom can be restricted to ensure national security. Right to primary education. Children aged between 6 and 14 years have the right to get free primary education. It is compulsory to give them such education according to laws made by the government. Can a law give rights in effect? Laws are effective only when laws are applied properly. The people also have to know their rights, even have to draw the attention of the proper authorities to have their rights enforced. There are laws to protect the rights of women, the SCs, that means scheduled castes, the STs, that means scheduled tribes, and other groups that are considered weak and exploited. But these groups continue to suffer because many of these members cannot claim their rights. These groups that are SCs and STs can claim their rights by movements, put forward their demands, raise awareness about their rights through rallies, meetings, and printed articles. Formed organizations that give legal aid and money to members of their group to go to courts and get their rights enforced.